Hello, Northern Plains responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks. I am going to go through this week's spontaneously combustible hypothetical. This is for week ending February 1st. January went fast. Usually it seems like January has 97 days, but we are almost to the end. All right, so we are going to work through this decision tree and response sheets, reading every word out loud because it's good practice and it keeps our mind fresh. So this is our situation. You are called to the unload, there we go. You are called to the unload door at your center, and a damaged box with a spontaneously combustible label has a small amount of solid material that is spilling out onto the floor in a trailer. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, no visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. Answer the questions below based on this scenario. Where does the decision tree lead you to? Well, I'm going to give you guys a second to go through your revised October 2023 decision tree, and let's see where we end up. Go ahead and go through that now, and I will pause. All right, so hopefully you've got through your decision tree. It's an easy one. We go through our top box. We end up down here, actually over here in this box, and spontaneously combustible comes up as one of these prohibited materials. So we are going to then follow our decision tree all the way down here to our red box. We are not going to clean up this spill. We are going to contact our environmental coordinator immediately and let them know that we have a spontaneously combustible spill. So red box, do not attempt to clean up this spill. And let's see, so we don't have a response sheet or a containment sheet that says spontaneously combustible, but if you remember, our decision tree box tells us that spontaneously combustible is prohibited. So we are going to go to our prohibited response sheet. And let's go ahead and read through that response sheet so we can figure out what it is telling us to do. So our prohibited response sheet is on page 17 of your decision tree. Hazard class containment sheet, prohibited hazardous materials or responses requiring the activation of the chain of command. Hazards, contact may cause burns to the skin or eyes. Skin to contact may be poisonous. Fire may produce irritating or poisonous gases. May be poison if it's inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed through the skin. Materials may be flammable or may ignite if exposed to air. Dangerous when wet, may ignite when exposed to moisture. The material may be toxic as well as flammable. PPE that you're going to be wearing is your goggles, boots, apron, silver shield liner, and gloves. Response action steps. Keep all people, that's everybody, away. Cordon off the area a minimum of 15 feet around the spill using either tape or cones. Deny entry into the area. Do not attempt to clean this material up. Keep all sources of ignition away. Avoid creating friction or sparks. Move anyone exposed to the spill to fresh air. Call for medical assistance as needed. Follow the chain of command. Notify your environmental coordinator. They will contact an outside responder that must be called in immediately for cleanup. Waste disposal and decontamination, UPS small package. Do not process through the DMP. Contact your environmental coordinator for proper disposal procedures. Employees who may have touched the product must wash their hands thoroughly with soap or mild detergent and water before eating, smoking, or using toileting facilities. Do not attempt to decontaminate any personal protective equipment with water. Dispose of any contaminated equipment through your outside vendor. So any PPE that we have that is potentially contaminated, we're going to give that to the outside responder. They are going to dispose of it for us. So what did the response or containment sheet tell us to do? Check the pH. No, it does not tell us to move the package to a well-ventilated area. It doesn't say anything about hydrofluoric acid. We're not mixing a bleach solution. We're not using sodium bicarbonate because we're not cleaning this up. Here it is. Notify our environmental coordinator. That's what we're going to do. We're going to notify our environmental coordinator immediately. All right, next page. So can you sign in to ETT? I hope you're getting a yes on this one. If not, get in touch with your environmental not your environmental coordinator, your health and safety supervisor or your transportation health and safety supervisor. They will get you in to the token site. It is a process, so be patient with them. I verify that I can sign into ETT with my password that's generated on the MFA login site using my RAC FID and token. So, and again, I need to take that, please type your name out. But yes, I can get into ETT with my own credentials. I hope that you can as well. Again, if you cannot, pick which one of these is your problem, and then let your health and safety supervisor know when you call them which one of these is your problem. If you're getting the error on ETT, like a 403 forbidden, or are you getting the AZ numbers, letters, access denied on the MFA page? I have seen that the new one, if you have lost your access to ETT, when you try to sign in on the MFA page, it's going to tell you invalid user. So that means you've lost your ETT and we need to start from the beginning. So let your health and safety coordinator know which one of these errors you are receiving when you try to sign in. All right, I know that I need to access that waste disposal flow chart for every leaker that I dispose of, even the prohibited ones. We're still going to take a look at our waste disposal flow chart here. So yes, I know that I need to do that. If you don't know how to find that waste disposal flow chart, click on this link. It's a great YouTube video. It's going to show you exactly how to do it. Coming on down here, so which box on the waste disposal flow chart did the damage lead to? If you remember, if we are activating our chain of command, we are not disposing of the product. We're calling an outside responder to dispose of it. So if we are not disposing of it, we do not need to use the waste disposal flow chart. So the answer for this question is this bottom one right here. Waste disposal flow chart not utilized for this damage. We're going to activate our chain of command. All right, next page. What do you do with RCRA clean containers? I've explained it before and I'll explain it just real quickly again this time. RCRA clean containers, RCRA stands for the Resource Recovery and Conservation Act, which is an act by the federal government to reduce waste that is not hazardous in the hazardous waste stream. So we don't want to be putting paint cans, plastic containers, that kind of stuff that is not hazardous into the hazardous waste stream. So that's what RCRA clean containers are. They're those empty plastic bottles after you've emptied the material out of it, and that goes in the garbage. Once it's empty, it's no longer hazardous, so we can throw them away. All right, what tool do we use that tells you how to dispose of hazardous material? Well, that's going to be our waste disposal flowchart. That one helps us make the decision where and how we're going to be disposing of this product. And again, have you completed your DOK for a responder or RMP? Again, this is not a health and safety function, so I do not need to see those. I don't need you to email them to me or scan them to me or anything. That's something that the operation should be keeping track of. So if your operation is not keeping track of your DOKs, talk to your manager and ask them, hey, where would you like me to keep my DOKs? So hopefully you've got the yes already done. I tried to send out an email to all of you that are marking this no. I don't know what a DOK is. I try to send you the DOK. I am finding a lot of you don't have email addresses, which is not good. As a responder, you should have an email address. So again, get in touch with your health and safety supervisor if you don't have an email address and you're a responder, because you should have one if you're a responder. All right, and then our last page, this page is going to be changing. What it's going to do, division and operation are going to be first. So you're going to pick your division. I'm in Omaha. Pick your operation. And then when you pick that, it's going to give you a drop down to pick your last name. And then it's going to give you your employee number already. I'm really hoping that that's going to alleviate all of the incorrect employee numbers that we're still getting, so that everybody that does a hypo gets credit for it. Because of course, we always want you to get credit. My name is not Chrissy. There we go. We want you to get credit for the work that you're doing. So make sure that you're getting that correct name and employee number in there. And you have to hit this last button. Otherwise, it will not submit this information. So hit that last brown arrow. Thank you for completing your designated responder hypothetical. Now you can close out your browser. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.